Abby Nash and Lita Hoffman for inviting me to speak. This is a very powerful work, and it's an honor to be here. I watch it, as you all do, as a concerned member of the American public, the Milwaukee public, also as a father and a husband, and as a psychiatrist. So I just have a couple of comments. I've been asked to speak for about 5 minutes about some of my thoughts about this play. First, I had a chance to read it before coming to see it today, but it's just really remarkable what a tour de force it is, how an actor can remember all those lines and also make it come alive so powerfully. It reads well, but it plays so much better with a great actor, so I want to thank him for that performance. I think as I see the play, the first thing that strikes me is the way the playwright has located the story about guns and violence and mass shootings in the heart of the surviving parent of the shooter. Who could be more horrified and devastated and mystified and self-questioning than this person? Along with that, I am struck by the fact that this person's on the stage alone the whole time, and that while he may have processed this in conversations with other people, in discussions with his wife, with friends, ultimately he has to face this alone. And there is that part of life that we have to face that is all by yourself, even when you have the company of people that you love. This aloneness that he experiences is partly what happens to everybody when they experience a disaster or a tragedy. There's this sense of being all alone, which we try to treat when doing relief work after a disaster. But ultimately, there's this existential aloneness too that I think the play captures. Another thing about this play is that it really conveys the eeriness of that sense of underlying violence and instability and meaninglessness that seems to gnaw at us from time to time as we go through life. And we have this man who's trying to make sense of the violence, and some make sense, like the mugging of his wife Amy, and even the violence that's unleashed by his affair. That kind of makes sense. But of course, then the final act of violence is so incomprehensible, and he's trying to reason that out. And he asks all the questions that we as psychiatrists ask. Is this a biological disaster that his son experienced? Is it in the DNA? Is it something that he did as a father by not embracing being a stay-at-home dad, or having the affair, or other things? Is he in some way responsible? Could he have changed it? This is something that people who experience a disaster always ask themselves, and they try to process it. In psychiatry, we try to integrate all these different points of view: the biological, the psychological, the societal and cultural aspects, which are also raised in this play, and we try to come up with a way of understanding people in their most complex way. Unfortunately, our best answers about why people do things come from really getting to know them in depth, talking to them in depth for long periods of time, sometimes years. But we rarely get a chance to talk to mass shooters, because they usually end up killing themselves. And so we don't get a chance to talk to them. And so we have to do a psychological autopsy and try to piece it together. So I have 30 seconds left. I just want to say this is a very thought-provoking play, to say the least. There's so much more that could be said. I appreciate having the chance to make a couple of comments, and I look forward to hearing what other people think in the discussion afterwards. So thank you.